Year review. What's going on, smart people? Today is the last day of 2018, and this has been, without a doubt, the most pivotal year for me. So much has happened that I want to talk about it in today's year review. And I guess I'll just start at the beginning. My resolution last year was to double the number of videos I made the previous year from around 25 to around 50. And at the time, that was a pretty tough goal for me because the whole video making process of thinking of videos and editing was a very slow process for me. As you probably know, I overcame that dilemma later this year. My second video of 2018, which was You Laugh, You Lose Physics Edition, became my most viewed video to this date, right now clocking in at over 235,000 views. There's clearly a market for a comedic approach to physics, and later on I would start to integrate that more and more into my future videos. But at the time, which was around the end of January, I was finishing up my grad school applications, and I couldn't even think about making jokes in my videos. Once it got closer to March, I actually started taking my resolutions more seriously and uploading very consistently. No longer were there those 2-week gaps in between my uploads. During spring break is when I actually had the idea to try out daily uploads because being out of school for a week was pretty boring and I wanted an excuse to do something every day. And daily uploads gave me a reason to do physics every day, and I figured in the process it would make me a faster and better editor and overall a better video maker. March 14th, I officially came out with my first daily physics upload. Even though I had been uploading daily prior to that, that's when I fully committed to it. And I came out with a video which was me talking about variational methods in quantum mechanics for some reason. But this was a good distraction because at the time I was starting to hear back from all of the grad schools I had applied to, some might say unsuccessfully. However, the same day that I was rejected by a certain grad school, I was also offered another research internship at Jefferson Lab, supervised by one of my professors who does research in perturbative QCD. I said, hell yeah, and at this time in school, I was just chipping away at my senior thesis. I was reminded how nonlinear the research process is because I would make a mistake, work on fixing the mistake, then learn that that wasn't actually a mistake, and then wonder how I fixed something that wasn't a mistake, and I really just stumbled my way to victory. At this time, I was kind of making a lot of update videos, and I needed a way of updating people on what I would update them on the following week, and thus Wagatwa was born. And let's be honest, that probably should have died a lot sooner. Shortly after, and seemingly all at once, I was finally accepted into a PhD program, ODUs actually. I finished my senior thesis and finals, and most importantly, I graduated. Now, I wanted to continue doing the daily uploads, but since I graduated, I couldn't just talk about what I learned that day, so I had to get a little bit more creative, and I was dabbling in heavier math and physics videos, so I started tensor calculus for physics majors. No one watched it, but then I remembered people tend to like the funnier videos, and thus physics meme review became a thing. Now, fast forward towards the end of May, I finally announced my plans for grad school. I rejected my full ride to ODU, and I planned on moving 2,000 miles away to take classes at a school I was waitlisted by to strengthen my resume. I figured if I almost got in, then if I go and take classes there as non-degree seeking and do well, that has to give me my best chances. The fact that my girlfriend was also admitted here for her PhD was extra incentive, so that's what I did. My parents were not so happy initially, but I turned down a guaranteed full-ride PhD program in my hometown to go pay to take classes at a school I still might not get into, while also hoping that my online tutoring service I was starting and had not started yet would serve as a viable means of income. So I can't say I blame them, and it's incredible how supportive they became. But from my point of view, I was 22, no one depended on me. This could be the only time in my life I can take a big risk like that without it affecting other people. If there was ever a time to take a giant risk, it was now. So that's what I did. That following summer was relatively slow-paced. I was just making videos and working on my internship until one day I got an email from someone asking if I would like to film for the Science Channel's TV show What on Earth. Initially, I thought that they were trolling until they flew me out, gave me some stories, and recorded with me. And to my knowledge, these episodes will actually be out starting in January. Barely a week after that, Kelly and I, along with her mom and her niece, drove all the way to New Mexico to help move us into our new apartment. Now, I thought that sounded too easy, so before that happened, I broke my left leg and drove a stick shift there. Then we started classes. They were harder than I expected, so I resorted to drinking and driving. Things got tough, to say the least. When I made my discovery, my brother had to take over the channel for a day, but then I hit 10,000 subscribers. People at NMSU found out that I make videos, which was awkward. I retook the physics GRE. I did better. Thanksgiving break came around and I asked if I should make a skit video or a tensor video, and you all politely said, why not both? Finals came and went, which left me alone with my thoughts, waiting to find out if I got into my PhD program this time around. I did. Nice. But now there's a test coming up, but that did not ruin my Physmas spirit. Then I hit 20,000 subscribers. And lastly, I started to reconsider the whole daily uploading thing, which you all largely agreed with. But what's amazing is that I was able to document all of this. Everything that I've mentioned about this year is on my channel. Can you imagine the level of nostalgia I had while making this video? I got to look back at these events as they were happening and hear what I was thinking and how I felt at the time instead of just relying on my memory. Most people aren't that fortunate. So, overall, this was a great year. Top that, future Andrew. Let me know in the comments section, what were your most memorable moments of 2018? And I'll see you guys next year.